Hey all, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Deus Ex Human Revolution, brought to you on behalf of GameAnyone.com by FrozenFoxy. So, I've been doing a little bit of reading up on this, and I found that there apparently are random glitches where people just die, and also just so you know, if they die directly or indirectly because of you, you fail the achievements. So, that is a really bad glitch. Apparently, some people think that it happens more with the DRB members, which were the gang that we took down a while back, so I don't know if that's true or not. The other thing that I have learned is I went back and was fiddling with the social enhancer just to figure out how it works and all that kind of stuff, and it seems like the social enhancer does not affect whatsoever your conversation. The only thing it really does is give you that pheromone enhancer, and you can watch that gauge to see what you would need for the pheromone enhancer to work. However, I should be paying attention to the person themselves to do responses, and I bet you I would have peacefully resolved the entire situation with Haas instead of screwing it up really badly last time. Yeah, that sucks that I screwed up Haas. And now he's fired, and now he's going to be probably really pissy, and he's going to end up being in my apartment or something and holding a gun to my head and be like, "Why did you do this to me?" And all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Let's see. There was one other thing that I was trying to think about, talking about. Oh yeah. If you're in a conversation with someone and they start to get pissy in the middle of the conversation, they're like, "Is that all you have to say? Are you gonna say anything else?" Blah 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 blah. All that kind of stuff. That doesn't actually end the conversation. You can literally let it sit there for as long as you want. I don't know if that's true for all NPCs, but the ones that I have tested it out with, like Haas, when I pissed him off, he does not cause the conversation to be lost for any reason whatsoever. Anyway, we were about to go talk to David Seraph last time, so let's go ahead and do that, shall we? Hey, Davey. What the hell is up with the leak? I know you're not going to tell me, but I'm going to ask you anyway. I'm going to try and force it out of you. I mean, I got this augmentation. Maybe I can somehow manage to get it out of him, and he'll tell me exactly what's going on with the leak. Huh. Are you...
Excuse me.
Lieutenant?
Mr. Jensen, isn't it?
Sir, you have that charity dinner?
In a moment, Isaiah. I was hoping I might run into you, Mr. Jensen.
Taggart.
Bill Taggart.
The
Yes.
founder of the Humanity Front. I know who you are.
Yes, I imagine you do. As David Seraph's top security man, I imagine you have quite the file on me. But I assure you, Mr. Jensen, I am devastated by recent events.
Bull.
Really?
I do not support what you and your company are doing to mankind. I believe it's extremely dangerous. But abolishing human enhancement technologies will only be achieved through legal means.
I'll keep that in
Right.
mind.
This is your first day back since the accident 6 months ago, isn't it?
Sir, we have to go.
What happened to me was no accident.
Ah, my mistake. But it must have been stressful facing down a second incident so soon. I imagine it brought back all kinds of unpleasant memories.
I think I'm gonna just stay cool with this guy.
I appreciate your concern, Mr. Taggart, but it was nothing I couldn't handle.
I'm a psychologist, Mr. Jensen. I know when a man is hiding behind words. The flesh may heal, but the mind is not always so resilient. You might want to keep that in mind. Now, if you'll be so kind as to excuse me.
Yeah, I think I'm going to probably let him leave, just because I don't want to give bad relations to the Seraph Industries right now, because this guy is probably going to use anything he can against us. Nah, I don't want to do that. I'm kind of curious to question him, though.
I'm curious about something, Mr. Taggart.
Me too.
What is it you hope to accomplish by coming here tonight?
I would think that would be obvious. Your company has been viciously targeted. The violence and bloodshed that's occurred, it must be stopped. But I'm afraid it won't be until men of wisdom and understanding come to an agreement.
So not
About
you,
what?
right?
About the future, Mr. Jensen. This enhancement technology threatens to change the course of human evolution, to redefine what it even means to be human. You think governments can afford to let that go unregulated?
You can't stop progress, Mr. Taggart.
Perhaps not. But neither can we afford to sit by and watch it happen on its own. Not when we have the ability, the collective will, and foresight to influence it.
I see. Thank you for illuminating me.
Anytime.
That was weird. His recording there kind of changed. But it sounds like he doesn't really want to stop it. It sounds like he wants to control it. So this guy's got his own hidden agenda. Interesting. Who are you? Ah, Isaias. Let's talk to you.
You're Taggart's aide, aren't you? Dr. Isaiah Sandoval, isn't it?
No need to play ignorant, Mr. Jensen. I am quite sure you have a file on me that's as thick as the one you have on Mr. Taggart.
You're an outspoken activist in your own right, Dr. Sandoval.
When you have seen the things that I have, you find you have no choice but to stand up and be counted. Frankly, I am surprised an ex-cop like yourself isn't more disturbed by the dangers of this technology.
Augmentations help a lot of people, Doc. Handicapped, war vets.
Yes, but at what cost? My own friend had his life ruined by these so-called enhancements of yours. A man much like you who had no choice but to become augmented. Yet once he was... Too much power can make you do terrible things, Mr. Jensen. I suggest you think long and hard on that.
For some reason, I don't know why, but this guy looks a lot like the guy we freed before. Sounds a little bit like him. And kind of makes me wonder if maybe they're brothers, and the person he's talking about right now is the guy that we set free. Let's hear about this friend.
I'd like to hear more about your friend, Dr. Sandoval. What exactly did he do?
Nothing.
Was he injured in the Gulf?
He went on a rampage in a shopping mall, if you must know, hoping to be gunned down by the police, rather than face a lifetime battling augmentation addiction.
He was addicted to augments?
They don't talk about it in those corporate brochures of yours, do they? Neuroposine dependency, rejection psychosis, any number of physical and psychological ills have resulted from this technology, and yet we rarely hear a word about them.
I'm sure the literature is out there.
No thanks to the throng of corporate lawyers attempting to stop it.
Your friend, did he succeed? Did he suicide by cop?
No. Bill Taggart talked him down.
Huh. Okay, so maybe not exactly what I was thinking of, but kind of makes you wonder.
Real shame what happened at your factory tonight. My condolences.
Sure.
Just doing my job here, sir. I'm sure you can appreciate that.
Right. Anyway, before we go in and see David, I'm gonna go check something real quick here. Alright, I thought for some reason my microphone might be muted, and that would have been really bad if it was. What's up, Athena?
Athena, you've been at this company a long time.
I hope that's not a comment about my age, Adam.
No. But I know nothing gets by you. If Sarif had done something that could compromise us,
Mr. Sarif has only the best interests of this company in mind, Adam.
I'm not questioning that.
Aren't you? I've been here since the beginning. I've seen how he built this up from nothing. He cares for his people. He truly believes what we're doing is important, and he would never do anything to jeopardize it.
I shouldn't have brought it up.
No, you shouldn't have. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm busy.
Right. Are you sure he's not jeopardizing it for his own selfish reasons? Perhaps he's not jeopardizing it at all, but selling the technologies to someone else, like the Chinese. I don't know. What's up, boss man? I got something to ask you about, Davy.
Boss, we need to talk.
Is something wrong?
I'm not sure. Did you set up a private access route to bypass the company firewall right before you hired me?
What?
Pritchard said someone's been using it to access our system since before the first attack. The security measures he and I set in place never stopped them because we didn't even know the loophole existed.
Oh, I see. Frank's fixed that, though, right?
He has now. But he's wondering why you never mentioned it.
Frank's paranoid, Adam. You know that. Can a busy man forget things once in a while?
You streamed an awful lot of data through that portal, boss. Right before you brought me on board. Pritchard may be paranoid, but I gotta admit, I'm wondering what was in it too.
Yeah, as an ex-cop, I guess you would. But the important thing is you found the hole and plugged it. We're secure now. And the information you uncovered in that FEMA facility may actually help us track these guys. So let's just stay focused on what's important.
Alright. Well, now that I know that he probably won't just pull out of here, let's read about him. So he's aggressive, excitable, envious. He exhibited a lot of alpha and just a tad of beta there. Psychological profile, he has a tendency to shift blame onto others. Yeah, like Pritchard. But will back down rapidly if resistance is felt. Interesting. Is not afraid to use...
Adam, are we done here?
Oh, quiet. Is not afraid to use his authority to get his way, and doesn't like to be defied. Will sometimes try to change the subject in order to win an argument. Interesting. Okay, so if he has resistance felt, he's gonna back down. Defend. Refocus. So we can refocus on the topic because he has tried to pull us away from the subject.
So, I guess we understand each other now.
No, not yet. But we can refocus on the subject because he does try to pull away from subjects. We can placate him. Of course, you're right. Maybe Pritchard. No. I want to, believe me, I want to catch these guys as badly as you do, but the breach is responsible for every security crisis we've had, including today's. If you want me to stop these guys, I need to know what kind of data they've had access to. Defend. Whoops.
So, I guess we understand each other now.
So as you can see, just every once in a while they like to do that. There's not actually timing based on that. Anyway, you went behind my back on this one, boss. With all due respect, you hired me to keep this place secure, but I can't do that if you're not 100% straight with me. No, we need to refocus because he likes to change the subject, so let's try refocusing.
I want to, believe me. I want to catch these guys as badly as you do. But that breach is responsible for every security crisis we've had, including today's. If you want me to stop these guys, I need to know what kind of data they've had access to.
You're right, you're right. I'm sorry if I seem evasive. But you can't expect me to tell you every detail of this company's operations every single day. We're at war here, and it's your job to protect us from enemies who try to take us down. You should have found that loophole without my having to tell you about it. You know, Frank wanted me to hire experts, an outside security firm to protect us, but you convinced me you could do it. Are you saying you were wrong?
And now he's trying to shift the blame on me. So we've got to do something that resists it. So probably defend. I think I proved myself today, and the only reason I'm worried about that loophole right now is because the data you streamed through it could have been accessed, backtraced, and stolen by the men who attacked us. So this would probably work. Let's see here, boss. I think we're getting sidetracked here. If you want me to win...
Adam, are we done here?
Oh, shush. I'm trying to figure out the best response here. If you want me to win this war for you, I need to know how badly we've been compromised. That might work, but I'm thinking the defend is probably best because we can do the resistance that he'll back down. Whoa, don't get me wrong, boss. I'm not questioning. No, that's no resistance, so he'll just take that. Let's defend.
I think I proved myself today. And the only reason I'm worried about that loophole right now is because the data you streamed through it could have been accessed, backtraced, and stolen by the men who attacked us. Our enemies might still find a way to hurt us with it.
What? Well, I never considered that. I'm sorry, son. I guess you have proved yourself today. Look, I'm not going to share every single detail of this data with you. As CEO of this company, there are things I can't release, even to you, Frank, or Athena. I consider us all a team here, but we each have our own roles to fill. I decide who gets trusted with what, and in this case, you're just gonna have to do your job without knowing all the facts. Megan said you could roll with the punches. Proof she was right.
Okay, so now he's, sounds like he's using his authority at this point. And he doesn't like to be defied. So how do we go about this? This might be a placate one. How do we need to go at him with? He is kind of moving away from the subject,
Adam,
though.
are we done here?
This is very interesting analysis to go through. I really like this. With all due respect, sir, I am trying to do my job. The job you hired me to do, and even brought me back in a month early for tonight. It feels like you're getting in the way, especially when you start bringing Megan into this. That would be bad, because that would be defying him if I say that. Megan, boss, what does Megan have to do with any of this? I thought we were discussing the security breach.
I guess we understand each other now.
Yeah, he was talking about Megan, which is kind of moving us off of the subject, so maybe. Let's see here. Boss, never meant to imply. Look, I'll back off. No, that's not a good one, if that's what you want. But when you start dragging Megan into this, it kind of puts me on the defensive. Let's refocus.
Megan? Boss, what does Megan have to do with any of this? I thought we were discussing a security breach.
No, Adam. You were discussing it. I just told you it's time to move on.
Nope,
Megan
we
was
lost
a
it.
valuable asset, Adam, in more ways than one. If she pointed me in a direction, I followed up on it. Now, if the data I stream goes public, it's likely to get embarrassing, but that's all. And it's the kind of embarrassment the shareholders pay me to deal with. So I don't need you wasting your time getting sidetracked. You understand?
So we accidentally defied him there, which is not what I was trying to go for. Alright, let's see here. Boss, 6 months ago, mercenaries knew stuff about this company that I didn't, and used it to get past my security measures. I don't really care what kind of secrets you and Megan were keeping. Back then, I just want to make sure they don't endanger us again.
Adam, are we done here?
That's kind of good. I'd like nothing better than to trust you with this, boss. But trust is a two-way street, and you've handled this entire conversation so far. And the way you've handled this entire conversation so far makes me think it's you who isn't trusting me. Why, boss? That's going to be defying him. Boss, I'm sorry if you think this has been a big waste of time. I just don't want to see anyone else getting hurt.
So,
Yeah.
I guess we understand each other now.
No. Let's see here. I just don't want to see anyone else getting hurt because of the information I didn't have. But if you really believe this data can hurt us, that it won't somehow bite us in the ass, then I'll trust you. Let's try to defend.
Boss, 6 months ago, mercenaries knew stuff about this company that I didn't and used it to get past my security measures. I don't really care what kind of secrets you and Megan were keeping back then. I just want to make sure they don't endanger us again.
Adam, I didn't mean to imply... You're right, okay? You're right. I really shouldn't keep this information from you. I just hope you'll understand why I did. All right. Look, the truth is, I set up a confidential data channel for a private investigator, someone who can run covert background checks on people, potential new recruits, like you.
You what?
I had to, Adam. You were a liability, remember? You'd just been fired from SWAT. Now, Megan believed in you, but I had to be sure. Look, I don't want this to come between us. I'll send the files to your computer. You can see for yourself what he dug up. But Adam, you'd better be sure.
Why? What do you mean?
I mean, sometimes the past should stay in the past. Once you see that data, you can't unring the bell. When you're ready, come back and talk to me. We need to discuss our next move.
Awesome. Achievement, yes, boss. Sweet.